A very warm welcome to you from the wonderful football-specific setting of the Jurong East Stadium, the home of Tanjong Pagar United, where the Jaguars are set to take on the title-challenging Lion City Sailors in just a few moments' time. I'm Rish Roshan Rai. Thanks for joining us for tonight's match on a cool, comfortable Friday evening here in Singapore. Conditions are perfect for a fast-paced game of football, and we should be in for an intriguing contest between these teams. Now, with both these clubs in good form coming into this, something has got to give. Let's listen into what the respective head coaches had to say, starting with Tanjong Pagar United's Hasrin Jailani, followed by Kim Do-hun of the Lion City Sailors.
Coach, 3 wins in your last 4 games. There must be a pretty positive mood around the club.
Yep, very positive. I can say that the players are adapting well to the win and all that. I think it's good. It's good atmosphere in the changing room and all that. Yeah.
So you were down 2-0 early against Geylang last week. Has there been an emphasis on starting well tonight against the dangerous Sailors side?
Against Geylang, the first half was not so good for us actually, but we managed to come back for the last 10 minutes, and then after that, second half was better. We will definitely want to start off well for today's game, so hopefully the players will turn up, and we can go on from there.
Lastly, Khairul Amri was used as a super sub last week and scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Will you be looking to use him in a similar role tonight?
We'll just keep it that way actually. What we can say is that we keep the same 11, and then Khairul Amri definitely will come in, and hopefully he can do the same thing against Geylang as well.
Coach Kim, you had your first win at the club last week. Do you think the team is now starting to adjust to the style of football you want to play?
감독이 이제 저번 주에 첫 승을 거뒀는데요. 감독님이 원하는 스타일의 축구를 이제 선수들이 적응해서 좀 해내가 가는 것 같나요?
네, 처음 왔을 때보다 훨씬 더 선수들이 잘 적응하고 있고 또 좋은 축구를 하기 위해서 노력하고 있습니다.
Yes, everyone's working hard to play the game that we want to play, and yes, we've been playing well, so I look forward.
Tanjong Pagar have been on a roll recently, winning 3 of their last 4. What's the key to shutting them down tonight?
탄종파가도 지난 전적이 꽤 괜찮은데요. 이제 어떻게 상대를 해서 이 경기를 이기실 건가요?
네, 여기 구장이랑 탄중파가가 지금 현재 분위기가 좋은 걸로 알고 있는데 그 분위기를 우리 선수들이 좀 더 공격적으로 또 득점을 통해서 상대를 제압해야지 우리가 승점을 쌓지 않을까 예상하고 있고, 일단 다른 것보다 좀 더 공격적인 자세와 또 도전적인 플레이가 우리에게는 좀 더 필요한 시점이라 생각하고 있습니다.
Yes, we'll be aggressive from the start. We know that Tanjong Pagar have been having a good run, so we'll try to stop from here by attacking, scoring an early goal, and having them at the back foot.
You smashed Tampines without your 2 Brazilian stars last week. Will you be bringing them back into the starting lineup tonight?
이제 템프니스 승리에 있었을 때 이제 저희 발진 선수 2명을 없는 상태에서 이겼는데요. 이번 경기에는 또 그 2 선수가 돌아온다고 보시나요?
네, 일단 먼저 조지 선수는 준비가 돼 있고 또 디에고 선수도 지금 준비를 하고 있습니다. 지금 디에고랑 조지 선수가 아닌 다른 선수들도 좀 자기 역할을 충실히 잘 하고 있기 때문에 그 분위기를 계속 이어가기 위해서 몸 좋은 선수가 지금 나갈 준비를 하고 있습니다.
Yes, George and Diego are ready for this game, but obviously we have a good squad and everyone is willing to step up. So it's whether or not who's going to be playing is up to them.
All right, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Interesting bit of insight from the respective coaches there. Hasrin Jailani looking nice and relaxed in that interview. Here's a look at the table ahead of tonight's fixture. It's 5th against 2nd on the standings, with Tanjong Pagar United coming into this game on 16 points, looking to make it 3 wins from their last 3 matches in the league. And that will be, if they're able to do that, for the first time since October 2014, when they defeated the Young Lions, Woodlands Wellington and Harimau Muda B in consecutive matches. Tanjong Pagar United have been one of the form sides in the league. They've picked up 10 points from the last 5 games since the restart of the competition. That turnaround has been stunning when you consider that the Jaguars collected just 6 points from the first 10 games of this campaign. A win here would close that gap to Tampines to just 2 points after the Stags' 5-2 defeat to Balestier Khalsa last night. For the Lion City Sailors, it's all about a title race, and what an opportunity they have here tonight to go top of the table on goal difference if they can beat the home side. They're currently on 31 points, just 3 behind the leaders, Elbrex Niigata. The Sailors have been playing catch-up for several weeks, but this is their chance to take the lead and put the pressure back on Elbrex, who will only be in action on Sunday against the Young Lions. Form-wise, the Sailors have been outstanding. 11-match unbeaten run, which is a club record. They lead the league on the attacking front as well with 39 goals scored. Here's a look at the matches that we've got scheduled for you tonight. Of course, the one that we're looking at, Tanjong Pagar United against the Lion City Sailors, and then we've also got Hougang against Geylang. That's 3rd against 7th. Both those sides looking for a pick-me-up, coming up against each other. Both struggling to string some good results together and get a run of consistency going. So it's an opportunity to get themselves on that winning run again. But we're very much focused on the here and now with Tanjong Pagar United against the Lion City Sailors. As you see, both these sides coming out for the pre-match fist bumps. Now, Tanjong Pagar United have yet to defeat the Sailors in 4 meetings since the Lion City Sailors' inception in 2020. There were 3 heavy defeats and a draw, which came in March last year. This is the 3rd and final meeting in the league between these two sides. Now, Lion City Sailors defeated Tanjong Pagar United on 2 occasions already before this. A 5-0 win in the first meeting between these two back in March this year. As a look at your match officials there, Ahmad Akasha will be your referee. He'll be assisted by Andy Tan, Mohammad Rida Saeed, and the 4th official for this match will be Muhammad Taufik Thana. So that 5-0 win that the Lion City Sailors were able to achieve over Tanjong Pagar United came in the first meeting between these two back in March of this year, and that was followed by a 3-1 victory just a couple of months later. Both those games happening in the first half of the season. It's in the second half of the campaign, but the Jaguars have been in fine form, winning 3 out of their last 4 matches. And in that run as well, they've also beaten Hougang and Albirex, a couple of sides in the top 4 of the league. So they know how to do it against the big guns. Haven't had the best of records against the Sailors. We'll see if they can sort of turn that around in this game here tonight. Jaguars as well, since that 3-1 defeat to the Sailors in May, have only lost once in the last 6. And here's a look at the starting lineup for Tanjong Pagar United FC. And when things are going great, you don't want to shake things up too much. So there's only been one change for Tanjong Pagar United from their last game, which was a come from behind 4-2 win over Geylang International. Anaki is ineligible to play against his parent club. So Daniel Martins comes in for his first start since the 17th of July. It's his 6th start overall in the league. Ryo Nishiguchi, Blake Rishuto, both those players have played every minute of this season's campaign for Tanjong Pagar United. Shorai Nishikawa, alongside those two, have started all 16 games now this season. Here's the lineup for the away side, the Lion City Sailors. They've made 2 changes from that 4-1 win over Tampines Rovers. Georges Philippe comes back in from suspension. He replaces Amirul Adli. And Akari Abdullah is coming in for Tajali Salamat, who was stretchered off the pitch against Tampines Rovers. He did have a very good game, perhaps not quite fit enough. Stipe Plazibat, the only Lion City Sailors player to start every match this season. Nasrin Jailani there was looking nice and relaxed in the pre-match interviews. Enjoying himself, spoke about the positive mood and the good atmosphere that's been created in the dressing room. And I mean, winning always helps. Kim Do-hun, just talking about his players working hard, trying to adjust and adapt to his style and what he requires of his players. Also spoke about looking to try and get things off to a really good start here by playing at a high tempo and putting Tanjong Pagar United on the back foot. Will they be able to achieve that? We're about to find out. Referee just waiting for the signal. Be given the go-ahead to get things underway here. The Lion City Sailors playing left to right in the blue and white kits. And Tanjong Pagar United, the home side, playing right to left in the all-red kits. Now, the interesting thing about Tanjong Pagar United this season, all their wins have come when they've been the designated away side, when they've been playing in their white and blue kits. Still without a win in their home jerseys. And here we go. Stipe Plazibat getting things off with a pass straight into the feet of Haris Harun, who lines up alongside Georges Philippe in the center of that back line. Sharan Sulaiman and Saifullah Akbar in the center of the park there. And what looks like a 4-2-3-1 on paper. Well, we've seen the Lion City Sailors be nice and fluid in those attacking areas. We know Forrest Ramley has been given sort of a free role under Kim Do-hoon. Exploit spaces in behind opposition midfield, in behind opposition defenses as well. He's very difficult to track in those areas. So we see Saifullah pick it up. Try to push forward with the ball here. Shrugs off the challenge of Fatullah. Goes back to Shadan. On to Noor Adam. Left back who has been very consistent every time he's been given a start this season. He's got 1 assist from that fullback position, Noor Adam. Former Young Lions NFA graduate as well. Will be Shadan to step up and take this one. George Felipe, always a threat in the box. It comes all the way into Haris Harun. Gets it back into play. Felipe, that surely is a handball on the line. Referee waves play on. Well, I tell you what, it looked to me like a handball there from Delwinder. Referee said nothing doing there, so play continues. Rashuto. First time pass in behind, looking for Daniel Martins. Well defended by Noor Adam. Stipe picks up the loose ball there. Shake has done very well since he's come in. Aside from his debut against Geylang where he scored that own goal. But otherwise, he's done very well since he's come in. Here's another look at that. Oh, that's hit the arm of Shake Hamza, not Delwinder. My apologies to Delwinder. I thought it was him initially, but wow. I think they've gotten away with that one. Clear-cut handball for me. Arm did look like it was away from his body as well. Big chance for the Lion City Sailors early on. Fatullah, 18-year-old, getting his 6th start of the campaign. Fatullah, he's been another one who has been very impressive for Tanjong Pagar, especially in this recent run. Wonderful work rate and energy in the middle of the park. Kari is able to keep that in play. Haris Harun being harassed by Rio Nishiguchi. He's done very well to get it away into Faris Ramli. He's got space to turn and push forward with the ball. Finds Haikal. Decides to take the contact there. Haikal Pasha. All the great things as well, as you see Haikal just taking the contact there of Rujaidi. So that we've got fans back in the grounds. The rain comes pouring down here at the Jurong East Stadium. Shadan whips another one in onto the head of Gabriel Kwak, but it's cleared away by Delwinder. Back to Gabriel. Simple enough claim this time for Zafan. Tanjong Pagar's turn to just get a bit of momentum going in the possession game. Farid, Blake Rashuto. Farid. Just looking for the run of Rujaidi. He was able to keep that in play. Nope. Flag has gone up for offside. Yeah, didn't seem interested in initially in chasing that one down, Rujaidi. I think he knew he was in an offside position as the ball was launched forward by Farid. Should be a nice slick surface here with a bit of moisture on this artificial pitch, which will suit Lion City Sailors as they try and pass it around and move it quickly. Wasting no time, the Sailors here. It's very direct with their attacking play. And very effective against Tampines Rovers the last time out. Lion City Sailors was slowly starting to see them get adjusted to exactly what Kim Do-hoon wants out of the team. It's a mistake there, and Stipe is able to pounce on it. Skips past Faritz. The window with an important challenge just to get the ball away out to Blake Rasciuto. Strong play by Rasciuto. Shake. Launches a big diagonal for Luis Jr. to go and chase, but Nur Adam once again has been very steady. Just getting his body in the way there and drawing that foul from Luis Jr. There you go, coming across, knows exactly where he should position himself to draw the contact right in front of the assistant referee. Felipe into Haikal. This looks to cut and field to Shalan, who plays it off first time into Nur Adam. Broken down in midfield. Blake Rasciuto's there just to disrupt that attacking move from the Sailors. Looking for Nishiguchi. Again, another player, Ryo Nishiguchi, who tactically is just given a little bit of freedom. Tanjong Pagar United's perspective, he's allowed to just drift in off that left-hand side into central spaces, into deeper areas if he feels he needs to pick the ball up to get things going. But it's Plazibat here who lays it off to Haikal. And Rajaidi's there just to guide it across the line. Really good start to this match here. Said in the build-up, conditions great for a fast-paced game of football. That's exactly what it looks like we're going to get. Going to pass down the line to Nishiguchi, who lays it off into Nishikawa. Just has to clean that up. Nur Adam gets it into Georges Felipe. Back into the side, having served this suspension against Tampines Rovers. And Amirul Adli's had to take his place on the bench in this one. Feel a little bit for him. Perhaps not quite 100% fit, but he looked very steady in the centre of defence alongside Haris Harun. Shaifola. It's flagged for offside. There's another look at that. You can see quite clearly Shaifola is in an offside position as the ball was played into him. Deciding not to go short on this occasion, just pushing everyone up the pitch. Zafan just varying their play in possession here, Tanjong Pagar United, which is good to see. Times you want to just try and play it short to perhaps draw a press. Just look to be patient in your build-up. Other times you want to try and push it up the pitch, hit a long one, and try and play on the second balls if you can. Oh, lovely pass by Saifola into space for Akari to work with down this right-hand side into Gabriel Kwak. Good strong clearance by Shake. A wonderful influence in the centre of defence for Tanjong Pagar United. The ball's played over the top for Gabriel. I'm just looking for Stipe Plazibat there, just lifted it in towards the 6-yard box. Shake was there once again. Kari. It's well defended by Shodai Nishikawa, but Akari's done really well to keep that in play. Eventually, Jaguar's able to get into Nishiguchi. It's taken down by Akari. The referee will need to have a word here with Akari Abdullah. There was actually an opportunity for Tanjong Pagar to break from that. Let me just see how dangerous Ryo Nishiguchi can be. One of the better dribblers in the Singapore Premier League. Rashito just dropping out onto that right-hand side, which allows Rujaidi to push up a little bit more, give them that width. Rashito under pressure here. Can he retain possession? No, he's lost out to Faris Ramli. Shadan's got a bit of space to work with. Actually looked like he might have thought about the shot. Space was closed down by that Jaguars defense. Neat pass into Gabriel. Eventually cleared away by Faritz. Started the game off at a very good intensity, the Lion City Sailors. Similar to what we saw from them against Tampines Rovers. And the second half, once they had established that big lead, just able to sit back a little bit into that 4-4-2 and invite the pressure. Play more on the counter-attack. They're very much looking to be a side that's deadly in those transitional moments, the Lion City Sailors. A lot of fluidity in those attacking positions, but it's headed back towards his defense by Rashuto. Thankfully for him, Faritz was on hand to just clear that one away before Rushaidi completed the job. They're all over the Jaguars here, other Lion City Sailors. Anywhere will do. Just hanging on, just holding on as you see Rashuto is trying to calm things down. Being forced to play at a very quick tempo here at Tanjong Pagar. It's a credit to the Lion City Sailors. They're moving the ball along very quickly. 1 and 2 touches, it's going. Lots of movement across that forward line as well. Right now in this phase, just pinning that back line, creating a bit of space for Akari. Just send the cross in. Deciding against going short again. They just position themselves in those areas just to invite Lion City Sailors to have a higher starting position before launching it long. But the Sailors have picked up these second balls in midfield really well so far. Saifullah and Sharan controlling things in the center of the park. Out to Gabriel again. Get support from Faris, but it's cleared away by Nishikawa. And again, picking up that second ball in midfield is Shadan, who receives it back from Haris. Just going to take his time a little bit here, I think Delwinder. Use his experience just to slow it down. It's been moving along very quickly. We need a phase or a spell where they can just hang on to it for a bit, Tanjong Pagar. Doing a lot of chasing, a lot of running off the ball at the moment, trying to close down these Lion City Sailors players. Faris makes a lovely run in behind it. Created a pocket of space for Plazibat actually to work with. If they could have gotten the ball into him, which they weren't able to do just then. A chance for that Jaguars defense to just draw a bit of a breath here. As the Sailors just move it around that back line for the moment. For looking for the right sort of penetrative pass. Noradam, well, he's done really well there to win a free kick. Just thought for the moment he might have given himself a bit of a problem as he ran into a couple of defenders. Just very smart. Have a look at how he just pushes the ball here, leaves his leg behind, makes that connection with Rashuto. Got Gabriel quack towards that far post to aim for. He's unmarked at the moment. Got Harris, Stipe, George Felipe in there as well, looking to attack the cross as it comes in. We've seen quality get delivered. And Shake Hamza is able to hit that one away. Well, George Felipe just on his knees there, claiming gotten his jersey tugged. Not anything the team of officials have actually spotted or had to concern themselves with. Let's see if we can deliver quality. Gabriel's come out to Stipe Plazibat. Well, he's blasted it over. The whistle had gone for a foul on Zafan. But yeah, I don't think he would have really realized that, Stipe Plazibat. Even though it wouldn't have counted, you expect a player of his quality to have put that in the back of the net. And warning signs are there for Tanjong Pagar United. Finding it difficult at the moment to come to grips with just how quickly this Lion City Sailors side are playing at a tempo that they're forcing the Jaguars into. There's a foul on Zafan by Haris Harun. Darwinder tries to skip past Gabriel, who picks it up, and there's space, and this is where they can be deadly. Faris Ramli drives into the box. An important defensive challenge by Faritz there. He had Haikal on the back post to aim for, and that's exactly what he was looking for, Faris Ramli. Tanjong Pagar United now, well, just about to say, with an opportunity to build something of their own down the right-hand side, and it's come to naught. Good strong header by Shake, who reads that pass from Hassan Sani very well. Luis Jr. surely in an offside position. Flag goes up right on cue. Yeah, he is. He's miles offside, isn't he, Luis Jr.? Just can't quite get himself back into a position where he could perhaps have taken advantage of a bit of disturbance in that Lion City Sailors defense. Harris. He's got a bit of support from Makari down this right-hand side, Gabriel, but he was just forced to go back. It's gone all the way to Hassan. It's a cue for Tanjong Pagar to press, but it's a lovely first touch away from that pressure by George Felipe into a bit of space where he could just use his left foot to ping a pass out into Akari. Can't quite move possession on, but it's won back really well by Faris Ramli. Haikal. Plazibat in the box. Chooses to go to Saifullah. Recycles it back to Shadan. Now Shake's been everywhere in defense for Tanjong Pagar, and again he's come up big. Made a good block of that long-range strike from Shadan. Another corner for Lion City Sailors, and Shadan's delivery has been superb this game so far. Been a big threat from these set pieces. George Felipe unmarked for the moment. Just gets a toe in at the near post. It's taken a bit of a touch off Farid, who's claiming that he had absolutely nothing to do with that. The referee was convinced that he took a deflection off him. He's awarded another corner here. George Felipe, always a big threat in the box. He's already scored a goal this season against Tanjong Pagar United. He's well marked by Luis Jr. there. Suarez picks up the second ball. delivers it into Felipe. He's off balance as he heads that one, and he can't direct it back towards goal. And Jorge Felipe, making his 11th appearance for the season. He's got 2 goals this season. As I mentioned, one of those come against Tanjong Pagar United. Good shot pass out there to Shake, back to Delwinder. It's just getting caught out. They're drawing them into these little traps here just to win back possession. The attackers or Lion City Sailors doing such a wonderful job. And again, Faris Ramli takes it off the toes of Fatullah. He's gone down under a challenge of Fatullah Rahmat. Supporters here looking for a penalty. Again, the referee just ignores those cries. Sailors keep going, keep plugging away. Oh, neat idea. That pass was into Faris from Shadan. Couldn't quite get it under control, Faris Ramli. Let's have another look at that again. Faris just pushes into the box and gets a challenge from Fatullah. You know what? You're watching at home. You decide. You get to see the replays. I'm just going to say I've seen them given. Another day, another referee perhaps. No luck on this occasion for the Lion City Sailors. As it's pinged into Nishiguchi. Again, it's Saifullah picks up the second ball. They're really winning these battles in the center of midfield here, Saifullah and Shadan. Well, Nur Adam just spotted the runs of Plazbar and Saifullah. Just couldn't quite get the right kind of weight on that attempted pass in behind the Jaguars defense. Daniel Martins gets it taken off him by Shadan. But it's come back to Tanjong Pagar. Shake. Out to Delwinder. Nishikawa. That's a lovely big diagonal switch from left to right. Luis Jr. plays in Rujaidi. Decent cut by Nishiguchi! What a chance. Big opportunity for Tanjong Pagar. Rio Nishiguchi with their first real chance of the night there. Blazed it over the bar. Wonderful build-up by Tanjong Pagar here. Big switch of play from left to right. Delwinder into Luis Jr. Just played in Rujaidi on that overlapping run. It's intelligent enough to pick out that cut back into Nishiguchi. Unfortunately, I think got too much underneath that ball. Instead of just guiding it past the goalkeeper, wanted to put too much power behind it. And sailing over the bar. Would have been a goal very much against the run of play. But Tanjong Pagar again. Fatullah into Daniel Martins. Felipe with an important challenge. Daniel Martins done well to keep a hold of it. Luis Jr. What a game we've got here. It's the Jaguars' turn to try and be menacing in the attacking areas, but it's broken down end to end now. Gabriel can just push on the counter attack, gets it past Delwinder, goes down under challenge. Does get the free kick. Well, you got an important touch away from Delwinder. Gabriel scoring his 9th goal of the season against Tampines Rovers. Really got the game going for the Sailors in terms of opening the scoring and essentially opening the floodgates for them, as it turned out. Wonderful, again, touching on that flexibility. Good movement and interchange of positions at times between Gabriel Kwak and Faris Ramli against the Stags. Really made it very difficult for Tampines to get into any sort of rhythm in their possession game. If you just have a look back at the game, you'll always see Faris Ramli being tasked with making sure he had an eye on Kyoga Nakamura. Radam skips past a couple of challenges in midfield. Lays it off to Plazibat. Going to be another dangerous ball for Shake to deal with, but they've done just about enough. Zafan unable to keep that in play. Another corner for Tanjong Pagar to defend. Josh Felipe being picked up by Luis Jr. Harris. Just a little bit of space where he's free at the moment. Lots of shoving going on. Felipe! He found himself free just on the top of that 6-yard box. Big header away. Just flicked on away from the head of Josh Felipe by Shodai Nishikawa. He was on to that one. Was able to shrug off the attentions of Luis Jr. Ball swung back in. It's headed over the bar by Stipe Plazibat. And breathe. Wow. That has just flown by. And to credit to both these sides. So we just see a replay of that Shaifullah cross to the side of Plazibat's head. Not the kind of connection that he wanted at all in that position. Players go off for a bit of a water break, a bit of a rest. Tanjong Pagar United defense can just regroup, take a bit of encouragement from the fact that they had a huge opportunity via Ryo Nishiguchi. He probably should have finished that off to get his 8th goal of the season. Wonderful approach play. First real opportunity of this game. Lion City Sailors, they'll look back on perhaps a couple of penalty calls, penalty shouts that didn't quite go their way. And that's how the game goes at times. They've gotten on with it, to their credit. There's not been any sulking from the players. Still looking to continue with that tempo, with that intensity. Kim Do-hoon is just having a bit of a word with Stipe Plazibat. Speaking to some of these players in this Lion City Sailors side and some of the coaching staff as well, talking about how Kim Do-hoon is incredibly detailed in his analysis, in what he wants out of his players in training sessions, positioning wise, and what they're doing when they do win possession of the ball. And what he's been able to do is just increase the tempo of their play. When they win it, they're able to transition very quickly, go through the gears. It's headed on by Nishikawa into Luis Jr. Well, you can see what Luis Jr. was trying to do. Just play that pass into Daniel Martins, who kind of stopped his run there and just hesitated a little bit. Harris. Shada now. Under a bit of pressure from Rashuto. Generally is quite difficult to get Sharan to feel any nerves in the center of the park. He's very comfortable and composed on the ball in possession. Wonderful player to have in the center of midfield here. Just decides when and how to quicken things up. Well, he's not really done Harris any favors there. That pass back from Gabriel. Gets closed down by Luis Jr. The invitation was there. A cue to press on a poor pass. And Tanjong Pagar an opportunity, just push further forward as well. I think Kim Do-hoon just wanted a bit more movement on that throw-in, just to provide the thrower a few more options. Played away by Harris. Makes its way all the way into the stands here. Gave on a cameraman a bit of a fright. Down the line into Shodai Nishikawa. Well, Harris once again having to come across and just clear that danger. That's that versatility of Haris Harun. There was all sorts of talk about what Lion City Sailors would get out of signing a player like him, and it's obviously his qualities on the pitch. Wonderful player, incredible professional, can play in midfield, can play in centre of defence, and that versatility certainly coming in handy for Kim Do-hoon. It's not just his work on the pitch, it's his work off the pitch as well. And if you're a young player, just imagine working with someone like Haris Harun and getting all that experience off him, all that advice. Tanjong Pagar look to try and punish the Lion City Sailors here. Played away by Stipe Plazibat. Rujaidi back into the box. Hassan had his eye on it all the way through. Tries to start a counter-attack. A tricky ball for Fatullah to deal with. It was only him and Faritz in there. And the two of them. There were three Lion City Sailors attackers bearing down on that pair. Fatullah did enough to get it back to Zafan. Louis Jr. hits it from range. Just looking to beat Hassan at the near post. Had his angles well covered. Just look to try and zip it out quickly into Faris, but Shorai Nishikawa picks it up. Just have another look at that shot. Claimed by Hassan Sani. Louis Jr. He's got an eye for the spectacular. Fatullah with another driving run from midfield. And they're slowly starting to get into this Tanjong Pagar United in an attacking sense. Starting to be more of a threat. But exposed in the center of the park at the moment. Just Reshuto there. Fatullah has done very well to recover his position. That's wonderful to see from a young player working hard on that defensive side of the game, getting himself back into shape. Just force the Sailors to slow down the game a little bit now. Tanjong Pagar get themselves back into a set defensive position. Haris. Out to Faris. Too many bodies there on that occasion, but it's come back out to Sharan, who can recycle it. Just change the angle of attack. George Felipe got himself into a little bit of trouble there. This ball just skid off the turf. Louis Jr., if he could have just controlled that, Daniel Martins had got on his bike down the right-hand side. Saifullah. Haris gets it off George Felipe. Akari. It's going side to side at the moment. He's looking to shift that Tanjong Pagar United defense around until they see that opening. Shadan drops off to receive it off Haris. Gives it into Saifullah. He's got time to turn on the ball and run at Reshuto. Noradam. Patient in the build-up here, the Lion City Sailors. Lovely first touch. First time pass from Sharan into Saifullah. Gets it back and ball has made its way out wide. That was Noor Adam. I just thought he'd skip past the challenge of Rujaidi there. Perhaps there was a handball. Yeah, there you go. Well spotted by the referee. So his arm extended away from his body. So we've seen Shadan swing a few of those with his right boot into dangerous positions. Another one, dangerous ball comes in towards the back post. Don't get the right connection on that. Shake is able to just clear it away. They can't pick up the second ball. Well, they can now as Louis Jr. makes a nuisance of himself there. Uses his physicality to keep a hold of that ball. There he is, spins away that first one. And gets pulled down by Plazibat. Shake. The window back into Shake. The press is on here. Faris just forces him onto his right foot. He did well initially, Shake, to get a pass out into Rujaidi. Sailors able to counter now. Faritz. Back to Rujaidi. Louis Jr. has just dropped off into a deeper position to try and play make for Nishiguchi. And the composure shown by Saifullah just to spin away from the tensions of his marker, and it's a lovely disguised pass into Faris Ramli, breaking the lines of that midfield. Here he is again, Saifullah. Wonderful dummy to leave it for Shadan. Back to Shadan. Plazibat. Took a bit of time to get it under control, but got it away into Haikal. Surrounded out by those red shirts, and they've got to be patient again. Akari skips up off that turf and gives Nishiguchi a chance to close him down. Nishikawa. Looked like it was a late challenge on Faris Ramli. Another look at that. Certainly looked like a foul to me. And it eventually was given by the referee. Gabriel stepping over this one, gives it into Saifullah. Has a shot from range, but it's straight down the middle. Simple enough save for Zafan. Worth a try. I mean, space had opened up for him on his left foot. Saifullah has been very lively. He's done a very good job along with Shadan in midfield. Shadan wins another header here, and it's into Gabriel. Fans in the stands is claiming there was a handball. There's Gabriel looked to take that ball down. It's great that we've got fans back in the grounds, and there's always talk about it, about how it affects players having fans back in the stadium. I think most players would agree that they absolutely love it. To play in front of empty stands, not ideal. But what's interesting for me as well is how crowds back into the stadiums actually affect referees in matches and decision making. Can't deny there is that added element of pressure. Haris into Akari. We're just looking for an option to try and play it forward, but one didn't arrive. He just holds his hands up to apologize to Shadan there, as he has to go back to Hassan. Saifullah. Back to Shadan. Just exchanging passes with Gabriel in the center of the park there just for the moment as it comes back out to Akari, who's got space to swing one into the box. Into the welcoming arms of Zafan. Shake out to Delwinder. Plays it down the line for Nishikawa, and even with his work rate and energy, found it difficult to keep that one in play. Shodai Nishikawa, who kind of started the comeback for Tanjong Pagar United the last time in their last SPL game against Geylang. They were 2-0 down. Shoda Nishikawa scoring just before half-time, and then Tanjong Pagar United in the second half just absolutely storming to a big 4-2 win. Very impressive. Khairul Amri coming off the bench to get himself a brace. That put him up to 4 goals for the season. But it carried on Tanjong Pagar's stunning restart to the campaign here. 10 points from the 5 matches so far. Only picked up 6 in the first half of the season. Nishikawa. Neat play down his left-hand side, and surely a free kick, and rightly so given there. Kari was late to that challenge on Shoda Nishikawa. Nice give and go between himself and Luis Jr. Wonderful energy down that left-hand side. Shoda Nishikawa. Nishikawa, incidentally, the only Tanjong Pagar United player to actually score against the Lion City Sailors this year. Referee just making sure the throw-in was taken from the correct location. Oh, space for Faris to turn on the ball and play a pass into Plazibat. Gets headed away. Just into Haikal. Has a crack at goal. Oh, what a goal! Haikal Pasha! What a way to open your accounts for the season. His first goal this year. Great reaction from the fans in the stands as well. Just admire this. I mean, they back off, that defense backs off, allows him a shot at goal. And the way he hits it, gets beautiful shape and dip and swerve. And it's 1-0 to the Lion City Sailors, who've been knocking on that door. The Jaguars have finally let them in. Goal just before half-time here. Lion City Sailors, you have to say, it looked like it was coming. All sorts of different tools in their arsenal. They can play through you, they can hurt you on the counter-attack. On that occasion, showing that they can hurt you from range. You play with a deep defensive line and space opens up for them to have shots from distance. They do have the quality to punish you. Young man there, like Pasha. Saw how much that goal meant to him. Celebrated by going all the way to the bench. It's been challenging for him at times. He's had a couple of injury issues as well this season. The pass played in behind by Saifullah. Zafan's quick off his line. Flicked on by Nishikawa. Covered well by Harris. Spotted that Akari had gotten dragged out of position just a little bit. Came across early, read the danger, snuffed it out, no problem. Shuto just looking to flick it on to Luis Jr. Delwinder has been very strong in the air. He's able to win the header back for his side. If lost possession here again, and Shaifola, he was actually looking for a big diagonal out into Haikal Pasha. Just didn't quite get the technique right in that occasion. And we'll have a minimum of 2 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. But they just seem to have switched up their style tactically a little bit for the moment. It looks like it's back two here now in possession, with Delwinder pushing forward down that left-hand side, almost playing as an attacking fullback. And they are in possession of the ball. Of course, he's well capable of just dropping back into that line of three. A bit of skill by Luis Jr. just to get it out of a tight space, so Tanjong Pagar can just have a chance. Had a bit of a spell of possession here. Faris Ramli is not giving anything up, is he? He's very quick to close down. Spoken about how he's being given a lot more game time now under Kim Do-hoon. Struggled for minutes under Vidmar. Which, if you have been following Singapore football and you know all about Faris Ramli, definitely have found it strange. Good to see him getting minutes, making an impact for his side. Bodes well for the Singapore international senior side, as well as referee Ahmad Akasha blows for half-time here at the Jurong East Stadium. What an opening 45 minutes of football we've had. Lion City Sailors playing at a very high tempo. Tanjong Pagar United matching them in the intensity stakes. The Lion City Sailors knocking and knocking and knocking on that door, were able to find the opening through a Haikal Pasha shot from range in the 43rd minute. Going into this halftime break, a goal up. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be back with some highlights, so stick around. And we're back here at the Jurong East Stadium, where at half-time it's the Lion City Sailors leading by a goal to nil over the home side. Tanjong Pagar United. Haikal Pasha there scoring an absolute stunner in the 43rd minute of this game to give the away side the lead going into that break. And you have to say it was a goal that the Lion City Sailors deserved based on their performance in that first half. Let's have a look then at some of the highlights of that opening 45, and you're going to notice a trend here. Lots of opportunities for the Lion City Sailors. First one coming very early on, and there was a penalty shout here as Harris just flicked it back into the path of Jorge Felipe. You can see quite clearly as he hits that one towards goal. Jorge Felipe comes off the arm of Shake Hamza. His arm was away from his body there, and they got away with that one, the Jaguars. The referee didn't quite spot it, or didn't decide it was enough of a handball to give the penalty. It didn't deter the Lion City Sailors. They just kept going and going. Again, Jorge Felipe, a big threat in those set-piece situations. As far as Ramli was able to pick up the second ball on that set-piece and swing it into the box. This perhaps was Tanjong Pagar United's best opportunity, and perhaps the only real dangerous opportunity they created in the opening 45. Ryo Nishiguchi blasting over the bar there after some wonderful approach play. Big switch from Delwinder from left to right into Luis Jr. Laid it off into Rujaidi on the overlap, and that cutback just going over the bar from Nishiguchi. Saifullah then had an attempt from range here, and there were warning signs for Tanjong Pagar United. They were backing off and backing off. As far as Ramli just was looking for that pass into Stipe Plazibat, flicked on, headed away. Haikal Pasha, to his credit, I mean, that's a peach of a goal. His first goal of the season. Picks up the second ball, takes his time, keeps his composure, and the technique on that strike is just ever so sweet. Gets the dip in that far post and gives his side the lead going into the break. Here's a look at the halftime stats, and that tells you a story, doesn't it, of just how much control the Lion City Sailors had in the opening 45 minutes over the Jaguars of Tanjong Pagar United. 7 shots for the Sailors to 2 from Tanjong Pagar United. Just the 1 on target for the home side, 3 for the Lion City Sailors, 4 corners to 1. Lots and lots of free kicks as well that Sharan had opportunities to deliver quality into the box with. So a wonderfully controlled performance by the Lion City Sailors, who are chasing Elbrex Niigata at the top of the table. And as it stands here, the other game that we've got for you going on tonight, Hougang United, the Cheetahs, up against the Eagles of Geylang International. That's 0-0 going into the halftime break over at the Hougang Stadium. That's also available to you if you choose to go over and watch that. If you're staying with us, stick with us. We've got a wonderful game of football here between the Lion City Sailors and Tanjong Pagar United. There's a confirmation then of that halftime score. Haikal Pasha giving them the lead in that one. And it's looking very good for them in terms of the title challenge. As it stands, they go top of the table. We'll see if they can hold on to that lead or even extend it in the second half, or if the Jaguars come back and get themselves back on level terms here. Stick around, we're going for a quick break, but we'll be back with the second 45. Welcome back to Jurong East Stadium. What an exciting first 45 we had. About to get a look in at the second half. We got Tanjong Pagar United already all set to go. We're still waiting on the Lion City Sailors here. Just confirmation there of the scoreline at the moment. Lion City Sailors leading by a goal to nil. Haikal Pasha with a wonderful effort from range in the 43rd minute, giving the Sailors the lead going to that half-time break. It was a match that started off at a very good tempo. It was played at a good intensity throughout as well. Lion City Sailors with the majority of possession, majority of the opportunities there in that first half. So lots of work for home side Tanjong Pagar United to do. And we're just talking to Blake Rashuto and Luis Jr. over the week about the confidence that's flowing through the dressing room at Tanjong Pagar United and how the players are sticking together and that real family environment that's been built. And it's been a tough all season for them, especially in the first half of the campaign. The way that they rebounded since the restart of the competition, it's a credit to the work that they're doing, the coaching staff and the players themselves, to pick themselves up, keep their heads up and keep going. And they've been rewarded in recent times with some really good results. I've seen them shoot up the table, coming into this game in 5th position. Luis Jr. gets us back underway. It looks early on like there might be a bit of a tactical reshuffle here with Blake Rashuto just dropping into that back line, becoming part of that back three in the center of defense, and Delwinder has then been pushed on out onto that left-hand side to play as that left wing back. Means that Nishikawa perhaps has been moved into a central attacking role. Well, Rashuto has pushed himself further forward here. Perhaps that was just the routine for kickoff, rather than something they're looking to employ in the second half. Jaidi coming across, and he's got a wonderful right foot. Definitely has the quality to put in dangerous deliveries. We saw him pick up an assist in the last game against Geylang. See, put a free kick right onto the forehead of Khairul Amri. Pazabat heads it away at the near post, out to Daniel Martins. It goes well wide of goal. Daniel Martins, a former Tanjong Pagar United under-14 player, Warriors under-15, also a product of the NFA. Had a bit of a spell here, be familiar with this ground. Had a spell with Albirex Niigata. Played 13 SPL matches for them in the 2019 season. Daniel Martins scored 1 goal. Hasn't really been involved too much in this game though. Making his first start since the 17th of July. Number 25, Daniel Martins, just occupying that central striking position for the moment. Just interchanging positions with Luis Jr. temporarily, I'm sure. Yeah, we're back to status quo now. Rashuto going back into midfield. Delwinder onto that left-hand side of that back three. Saifola. A lovely little back heel into Haikal. Plazabat. Space to send it out to Gabriel. Chops it into Akari. Cut back cleared away by Fatullah. Just looking for Faris. Just dropped off onto the middle of the box. Fatullah, again with that wonderful work rate and energy just to get that ball away. Such an impressive young player. That's Fatullah, number 51, former sports school student. Jorge Felipe under a bit of pressure here from Blake Rusciuto. Noradam runs into trouble. Daniel Martins has done very well to pick up the ball. It's a wild challenge by Noradam. He's panicked a little bit perhaps there as he saw Martins look to try and streak in behind him. We saw a wonderful response from Tanjong Pagar United against Geylang International in that second half. Started off at a very good tempo, played with a higher line, more aggressive in their pressing. Seems that they're doing the same here against the Sailors, or attempting to anyway. They've gotten a couple of set pieces in good positions. So Shaidi needs to swing this one in. Luis Jr., Blake Rusciuto, Nishiguchi, Delwinder, Shake Hamza, all options for him. Inside the box, Nishikawa just on the edge of the area. Whipped in low. Nakari's there. Send that one out for a corner. An opportunity for Rujaidi. It's a different angle this time. Still got the usual suspects to aim for in the box. The winner gets a flick on into Shake, who heads it towards goal, but there's not enough power on that to really trouble Hassan. Well, he was, again, every time he gets the ball, his first option is to look for a quick pass upfield. If they can counter-attack very quickly, that's always on. If not, he just slows it down, just plays it out to one of his central defenders, and then they can get their possession game going again, the Sailors. Faris, lovely bit of skill just to get it away from Nishiguchi, gives it to Shadan, who plays it into Haikal. Saifullah. Back to Noradam, out to Saifullah. Space had opened up for him as well to have a shot at goal, but again, it's a comfortable one for Zarfan. Not enough bend on it, unlike Haikal's shot in that first half. Perhaps inspired by his teammate there, Saifullah, starting to have a go at goal. Faris is able to retain possession. Plazibat got Faris on its back and just gives it away under pressure. Luis Jr. into Rusciuto. Couple of step overs by Luis Jr. and he flicks it in behind for Blake Rusciuto. Strong defending by Jorge Felipe. Rusciuto is not giving up. Gets back up. Tries to close down, but that's... Well, I was just going to praise the Lion City Sailors for playing that one out of pressure really well, and they almost got away with it. Plazibat, just a bit of a heavy touch. He's not quite gotten into the rhythm of the game, really, Stipe Plazibat, in this one, and just a shake of the head from him. Can happen, happens to the best of us. Can be an excellent player and have a bit of an off day. Then again, he's always got that ability to conjure up a bit of magic. Felipe out to Noradam. Pasha. Akari. Driving infield, Gabriel Kwok. There's space for Plazibat to turn here. Faris just leaves it for Akari. Sends it into the box. The big header by Shake Hamza. Coming out to close down Plazibat, who shows for the ball again, gets it back. Again, it's just a bit of a loose touch that allows Delwinder to get his foot in. He is trying to play himself into the game, Stipe Plazibat. Trying to make himself available, never hiding, never afraid to make a mistake, always looking at it as an opportunity to try and make something happen. So we just see Haikal Pasha pick up a bit of contact, and the referees decided enough's enough, showing a yellow card to Rujaidi. He's late to that, isn't he? Kind of too many complaints. Perhaps a bit of repeated fouling as well. Shadan. Decent angle to deliver towards the back post, which he does. Plazibat's free. Acres of space. Back to Felipe. It's crossed the line. Jorge Felipe with his third goal of the season, extending the lead for the Lion City Sailors. Quality of those deliveries from Sharan Sulaiman have been superb. Stipe Plazibat just making that run towards the back post, heading it back in towards the danger zone. It's just somehow found its way into the back of the net there. I think it may have even come off Faritz, perhaps, who got himself on the goal line. That's Felipe. He just hits it straight down the middle. And there's enough on that it ends up in the back of the net. Well, 2 of his 3 goals this season now coming against Tanjong Pagar United. Bit of a blow there to the Jaguars, who started off the second half pretty decently, actually. Good time for the Lion City Sailors to score that second goal there. Just to deflate the opposition. Right, he's able to win a free kick. Can't say I've seen anything really wrong with that. It's just a good old shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Perhaps the assistant referee on this side is, in his wisdom, decided that it was a shoulder into the back of Rujaidi from Nur Adam. So a chance for Tanjong Pagar to pull one back here. Cut back to Daniel Martins. Just far too many blue shirts in the box. Neat ball into Rujaidi. He's done very well to take that down. Cleared away by Akari in the 6-yard box, and it's a chance to break as Plazibat plays it on. He's gone down holding his shin. There was another late challenge there from Shake on Saifullah. Yellow card for Shake. 2 players, 2 Lion City Sailors players who have gone down here. Plazibat there just getting his leg caught between Rujaidi and Shake. And then the second one, you just see how late is that from Shake Hamza. He's gone in with his studs up as well. Yeah, he does that a little bit, doesn't he? Shake Hamza. Just have a look again at this one as he comes flying in. It's incredibly late. It's that follow through as well. Well, thankfully, Saifullah is okay to carry on. What we're going to see as well is, I think Lion City Sailors are preparing to make a change with Diego Lopez getting a few instructions from Kim Do-hoon before he comes off. Saifullah is getting some instructions as well. It might even be a double change here. Hafiz No. It's looking like he might be coming off. Plazibat's trying to get a bit of information about whether he's the one who's going to be taken off. There you go, Diego Lopez and Hafiz No set to take their place in this game. And changes happening thick and fast here. Khairul Amri looking like he's going to be coming on for Tanjong Pagar United. Direct ball played over the top into the path of Gabriel. It's very dangerous when he runs at defenders. He had that supporting run on the overlap from Akari, decided not to use him. And eventually it's a move that fizzles out. Delwinder. Now to Shorai Nishikawa. I see more of an involvement from Tanjong Pagar down this right-hand side. I haven't seen Shorai Nishikawa really linking up with Nishiguchi on the left. It's one of the rare occasions we get Nishiguchi able to have a bit of space to run at this Lion City Sailors defense. See Faris Ramli getting bundled over by Delwinder. Right, time for substitutions. Gabriel Kwak being replaced by Hafiz Noor. Hafiz Noor coming on to make his 6th appearance of the season. He's got 1 assist for the Lion City Sailors so far this campaign. Singapore International. His 2nd season, Hafiz Noor, his 2nd season with the Lion City Sailors. A couple of seasons before that, he was with the Home United Football Club. And Diego Lopez coming on for the man who scored the first goal of this game, Haikal Pasha. Well, how about that? I mean, if you're Tanjong Pagar United, well, they make a change of their own here as Daniel Martins comes off to be replaced by Khairul Amri, real legend of Singapore football. A 36-year-old attacker with 4 goals for the season, scored a couple against Geylang International the last time out. We need a couple from him if he can deliver. Just the depth of that Lion City Sailors squad. It's scary, isn't it? You replace one international with another, and Hafiz Noor coming on for Gabriel Kwak. You replace one of your under-23 players in Haikal Pasha, who scored a brilliant goal, and you bring on your $3 million signing, Diego Lopez, who's come over from Portuguese League. Saifola onto Faris. Into Lopez. Gets it back off Shadan. Shake comes out to close down. Moved on very quickly by Diego Lopez. Going to try and get himself involved as much as he can, as early on as he can. Haris wins the first header, but Rishuto picks up the second ball. Attempted clearance by Akari, just falls to Khairul Amri. Winding back the clock here, taking defenders on, a bit of a step over just to create a bit of space to send the cross into the box. It's deflected out for a corner. Change in set piece taker, Nishikawa. Straight into the hands of Hassan. Catching practice for a goalkeeper of his quality. His eyes on the ball all the way through. Plenty of bodies around him, but never lost focus. And that's a beautiful, beautiful delivery out to Hafiz Noor. Wonderful distribution by Hassan Sani there, just to get LCS into an attacking position here. Well, let's switch off play from Shadan into Faris, not quite working out on that occasion. Prosciutto picks up the second ball, shrugs off the challenge of Diego Lopez. That's a chance for them to actually just play the advantage. A bit too quick to the whistle there on that occasion. He's just killed the move. This is Lopez. Comes in late on Prosciutto. Done really well, Blake Prosciutto, just to get it into Fatullah. And anyway, on we go. Fatullah into Delwinder. And it's a good, strong challenge by Hafiz No on Ryo Nishiguchi. He wanted far too much time on the ball to pick his pass. They're flying forward here. Lion City Sailors, Saifullah. A neat first touch initially. A good recovery by Farid Samit. Well defended. It was a real moment of danger there for the Lion City Sailors. Just have a look at how quickly they get players forward into these advanced positions. And break so quickly. Noradam. Another one of his trademark driving runs from a full-back position. No, never afraid to take defenders on that occasion, just losing out to Rujaidi. And Blake Prosciutto does very well. Again, just to ease that pressure, invite that challenge from Diego Lopez. Second challenge from Lopez on Prosciutto in quick succession. It looked like it just come off Georges Felipe. It's happened right in front of the assistant referee. Gives a throw into Tanjong Pagar. Amri back into Rujaidi. Needs options in the box to aim for. Akari's covered that very well. It's come across from the right side of the defense to fill him into a central position. Just head that away. Prosciutto was waiting at the back post. Just a bit of an issue there between Diego Lopez and Delwinder Singh, I think. A bit too aggressive in the marking. Referee decides to have a word, just gives them a bit of a warning. There's a bit of holding going on. So you'd expect that in the box. He's getting his final warning here, Diego Lopez, from the referee. He's going to have his eye on that. That little battle between Lopez and Delwinder, as Rujaidi looks to swing this one in. Well, really not the best of set-piece routines there from Tanjong Pagar United. Perhaps an idea that Nishiguchi was maybe just going to flick it on as he made that run short towards the near post. A difficult one to execute from that angle. As Hassan gets closed down by Luis Jr., but he's done very well again to distribute it out to this right-hand side. Worked its way onto Hafiz No. Back to Shadan. Noradam. Forrest just coming on to this left-hand side here. Stretching out the pitch for them. We know he does have that freedom of movement across that forward line. But with Diego Lopez coming in, occupying more of a central position, Forrest has just been asked to come out to this left-hand side where he can be equally as deadly. Nice spell of possession here as Lopez tries to take on a couple of defenders. Creates a bit of space for Forrest to swing in across. Cleared away by Shake. Once again there defensively. He's put in so many important challenges here tonight, Shake Hamza. Georges Felipe as well. Just reading that and coming across to cut it out. Disappointment, bit of disappointment etched on the face of Luis Jr. Diego Lopez again popping up in this half space just to pick it up and drive at the defense. He's got space to work with. Opens up for a shot. Del Window with the block. Nishikawa with the second ball is able to hit it away and draw the foul. That's first to that ball, Nishikawa. Just gets barged into by Hafiz Noor. Del Window. Just Nishikawa being forced back by Akari. He'll just tracked his man into a deeper position. Looking for that big switch to Rujaidi. Back out to Amri. It's taken out by Faris. And there'll be a yellow card for Faris here. Just Amri. He's got his head up. He's looking for options and trying to make the decision of what to do. Decides to go on a run himself. Good decision that he made. Just got that foul of Faris Ramli. Rujaidi whipped into the box. Oh, dangerous. Dangerous opportunity. As the players head for the second water break of this match. Again, delightful delivery put in by Rujaidi. You had Luis Jr., Blake Risciuto attacking that cross. He's unable to get enough contact on that to direct it towards goal and trouble Hassan. Let's have a look at the second goal here. It's played by Sharan into Stipe Plazibat, and really it's just headed back into a danger zone there. Plazibat picking up his 7th assist of the season now. So even when he's not having his best of games, he's still a big threat, as I said. He just peels away an intelligent run, intelligent movement. Obviously something they'd worked on the training ground. Unmarked at the back post. All the time in the world to pick out his teammate. But that header back across the face of goal, and Jorge Felipe just really needed to direct that one on target. And eventually ended up in the back of the net. I think it was Faritz. He just got himself back on the goal line. Couldn't keep that one out. And the Lion City Sailors in control here by 2-0. Just a bit of a lull here. It's been a fascinating contest, such an engaging game of football, very entertaining. Played at a good pace, good intensity, good tempo. Nice conditions, lovely conditions for a football match as well. Nice and cool, a little bit of moisture on the surface to get the ball moving along, zipping along very quickly. Sharan. He's got time to turn away and he skips past that challenge of Fatullah, who's late to press. Suddenly the pitch has opened up for the Lion City Sailors. A switch of play. Faris into Hafiz. He's looking to feed Diego Lopez, but Zafan and Del Window have got it covered between themselves. Faritz. Amri just floating around off that forward line, looking to try and make a nuisance of himself and drop in and provide angles, provide those passing options for his teammates. It's gone all the way back to Shake. It's going to come out to Faritz. It's got a bit of time and space, and again we're just seeing Lion City Sailors just dropping off as they did against Tampines, inviting that pressure. It's flicked on by Amri into Nishiguchi. Risciuto. And just forced backwards. And it's this 4-4-2 that they set themselves up in, the Sailors. Once they've established a bit of dominance establish a nice lead, change of formation, a change of tactical approach in terms of their style, just sitting back a bit more. Looking to work opportunities on the counter-attack. As the opposition chase the game, opposition will need to take more risk, need to open up. That's when they can really hurt you. Space down this left-hand side for Saifullah to release it into Faris Ramli. Up against Rujaidi. Quick drop of the shoulder, and Faris is just looking to drive inside onto his right foot. Eventually, Shake with another important touch just to take it off the toes of Faris Ramli. And it's Tanjong Pagar with Nishiguchi. Looking to cut on to his right foot. It's not the kind of shot that you would have liked. Opportunity and space had opened up for him. Rio Nishiguchi. Last time we've seen him get really involved in the second half in terms of carving out an opportunity for himself. 2020 SPL winner with Albrechts Niigata, 23 years of age. Let's come back to Rashuto. Just gotten taken out by Noradam, who's again claiming he's gotten the ball here. Free kick's been given in a good position for Tanjong Pagar United. Just that space opened up for Blake Rashuto to push on into. I think it was a combination of Jorge Felipe and Noradam there. And you expect players to appeal, don't you? It's always got the ball, ref. I think it was just the way Felipe had actually gone into that challenge from behind, perhaps. So, is it going to be the left foot of Luis Jr. or the right of Rujaidi? Both players with the ability to really trouble the Lion City Sailors from this set piece. Excitement's building here at the Jurong East Stadium. You can hear the Tanjong Pagar United fans enjoying this, and it's found the back of the net. Luis Jr. Need a goal. Who do you call? That man right there. Well, they've pulled one back. Luis Jr. with his 10th goal of the season. He's taking his time to set himself up for this. Wonderful technique on that, right into the corner there. Hassan had lots of ground to make up. Couldn't quite get a strong enough palm to push it away from goal. All set up for a very exciting finish now. Tanjong Pagar United back in this game. Lion City Sailors have got a match on their hands. Out to Faris. Still getting those runs in behind from Saifullah. Such a willing runner from midfield. Wonderful work rate and energy. That's confirmation of that goal by Luis Jr. in the 77th minute. Yeah, I mean, he's placed that incredibly well, hasn't he, Luis Jr.? So close to that post as well. Scored some special goals this season, Luis Jr. Remember the winner that he scored against Alberex. Just inside Alberex's half, he took advantage of a mistake by Yamashita. Koga was off his line and he just put that one in the back of the net. Ended up being the match winner for them. Nice work down this right-hand side as Rujaidi looks to whip it into the 6-yard box, but it's straight into Hassan Sani at the near post. Flicked on again by Rishuto. Felipe is looking to try and clear it. Amri not giving him a moment's rest, and it's Tanjong Pagar who've got their tails up. Sensing a bit of weakness perhaps in this Lion City Sailors back line, and Rishuto is very clever, really smart. Knows exactly what he's doing there, Blake Rishuto. He sees that Harris has got his foot up high. That's clever play. So just skips up. He can't quite take control of that. Rishuto ducks down towards it. Draws the free kick from the referee. Frustration for Haris Harun. We're blowing the foul for dangerous play there. Luis Jr. changes the angle into Khairul Amri. What an attempt at goal. Just changing the angle there, just perhaps trying to catch everyone off guard. Shifting it into the path of Khairul Amri. I just think Akari has gone down here with a bit of an injury. Is he feeling his knee? Kari Abdullah down that far side. We saw Tajeli in that game against Tampines Rovers. Had a fantastic game, and then towards the latter stages of that match, just go down with a bit of cramp. We're getting the signal here from the physio that he's not going to be able to continue. Well, here's another look at that goal, Luis Jr. We've seen it a few times now, and why not? What a beautiful goal. We've had a couple of those in this game. Stunning vein of form that he's in, Luis Jr. Just before that Geylang International game, he'd scored in 4 straight matches. That streak ended against Geylang International, although he did pick up 2 assists in that match. And here is this the beginning of another goal-scoring streak for Luis Jr. Man who's played in Indonesia as well, with Barito Putra, Persija Jakarta. He's got experience in the region. 10 goals this season. He's got 7 for Tanjong Pagar United last year. A bit of a battle in midfield here now. Listen, I'll tell you what, this is brilliant. If you're a neutral watching this. Hassan's picked himself up a yellow card as well for a bit of time wasting. As a change is made, the final substitution there, Tajeli coming on for Akari. Tajeli, another one who's found it difficult to get minutes and game time this season. As Kim Do-hoon's come in, he's shown that he's willing to give players, perhaps on the fringes under Aurelio Vidmar, a bit more of an opportunity. Tajeli making just his 7th appearance now. He's picked up 1 assist for Lion City Sailors. Very versatile defender. He was always a regular with his previous clubs, Warriors, Balestier Khalsa, Young Lions. In fact, he was a regular with the Lion City Sailors last season, 14 appearances and scored 2 goals for them in the 2020 campaign. He's just found it a little bit more difficult this year. He's getting more minutes, more opportunities. Very talented, versatile defender. Lays it off into Hafiz Saifullah. He's been everywhere, looking to drive the game from midfield for the Sailors. He's going to be some player. He already is, Saifullah, but he's got plenty of development ahead of him as well. It's just really such an exciting young talent, Saifullah. Although the immediate focus is on Nur Adam here as he picks up another foul. Shoved in the back by Luis Jr. Speaking of talented youngsters, that's another one right there, Noradam. Full of energy. Incredible mentality as well. Noradam had a training stint at Omiya Ardija a few years ago. Made 13 appearances for the Young Lions last season. And we spoke about young players being influenced by Haris Harun. Noradam is one of those. Haris Harun, Safwan Barudin, his favourite local players. As this one is swung in by Sharan again towards that back post. Headed away by Delwinder. Corner set to be delivered here. George Felipe is being barged into by Delwinder. Or by Khairul Amri rather. He gets shoved in the back of the head, but play goes on. Shake, he does have the pace to push on forward. Khairul Amri, that's a lovely touch from behind him. Into the momentum of the move. Luis Jr., he's offside. He's offside. And he's gone down there off the ball. Surely not too much in that at all. As Hassan just bumps into Luis Jr. Headed away by Faritz. Remember, a win here for Lion City Sailors puts them on top of the league on goal difference, puts the pressure back on Albirex. Albirex in action against the Young Lions on Sunday. Not necessarily an easy game as well. The Young Lions are a side that have played some good football this season. A young side with wonderful quality. Likes of Joel Chu in there, Ilhan Fandi, Khairi Nadim. You just see a forearm into the back of Luis Jr.'s head there. It's a wonderful atmosphere here at the Jurong East Stadium. Absolutely incredible that we've got the fans back. Khairul Amri dinks it towards the center of the goal. Rusciuto. Well, he went charging in. Luis Jr. was actually waiting just on the top of the 6-yard box. Rusciuto came charging in. Have a look at this. Over the head of Georges Felipe. Well, I don't think he was actually going to fall to Luis Jr. Rusciuto definitely had to go and make that run into the 6-yard box because ended up on the head of Noradam Abdullah anyway. They're having to hold on here, the Lion City Sailors, and Faris Ramli's got a bit of cramp. He's gone down holding his hamstring. Tanjong Pagar should just play on. They won't care. The referee's there. If he wants, he can stop the game. And they're surrounding the referee now, saying that there was an elbow thrown by Tajeli on Ryo Nishiguchi. Khairul Amri straight onto the referee. Just asking for that free kick to be given. Yeah, just cramp. I think he's feeling a bit of cramp there, Faris Ramli, and eating away a bit of time. Decided to go down. Gets a bit of treatment here. The referee's just going to add this on. Piling on the pressure here, the Jaguars. Looking the likely of the two to go on and get the next goal in this game. Which could be huge, not just for Tanjong Pagar United picking up a point in this one, but for the title race as well. Could be doing their co-tenants at the Jurong East a huge favour if they come away with something from this game. Swung in by Delwinder. Blue shirts in the box. Diego Lopez, one of those who gets it away. And away by Haris. Out to Shake. It's an intelligent ball into Luis Jr. If he can keep this in play, which he does. Oh, good strong challenge by Noradam. Great decision, wonderful decision by the referee there. A good old-fashioned shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Noor Adam, that young man, have a look at that. Wonderful strength by Noor Adam. And it's actually given to the Lion City Sailors for handball. Shake just heads the first one away, and just a bit of nonsense going on off the ball there. Tajeli trying to delay that play as Nishiguchi looks to get things off quickly. Amirul. Headed away by Georges Philippe. Faritz now. Pushing forward down his right-hand side. Gets it into Luis Jr. Will look to cut onto his left foot. Swings it in, and Reshuto. Always a danger there. There's been a bit of contact as well between Reshuto and Harris. Just being told that there will be a minimum of 4 minutes to be added on at the end of this second half. Seen quite a few stoppages. Players going down, needing treatment, needing to be replaced. It's a bit too much for Blake Reshuto on that occasion. On well in the centre of the park by Reshuto. Been battling away in midfield, Blake Reshuto. Felipe is just looking for Hassan to come and help him out. He's smart enough to turn away into a bit of space and then launch it forward. They're having to hold on here, the Lion City Sailors. Tanjong Pagar United with all the pressure. Nice to see Diego Lopez just getting a helping hand from Noor Alam Shah. Not something he would have done when he was playing, Noor Alam Shah. Harris just launches it up into the air. Who's going to take this one down? Oh, Shake decides just to launch it back the way of Shorai Nishikawa. But Hafiz Noor. Clever play by Hafiz Noor. The yellow card is shown here. Hafiz Noor just skips past Amirul. It's yellow for Amirul. Well, that'll do. That'll do for the Lion City Sailors. Eats away a few seconds. Goes out of play. Can take the time a little bit with this throw in as well. It wouldn't surprise me to see Diego Lopez just leave this for Noor Adam to take. Diego Lopez just looking to hold it up in that corner. Gets bundled over by Faritz and Reshuto. You expect this, don't you? I mean, you just expect that to happen as a side that's under pressure. Lion City Sailors are looking to try and hold on to this lead. That will take them back to the top of the table. There's really no need for them to send it into the box, and this is exactly what they're going to do. And Diego Lopez, just got my eye on Georges Felipe as he was talking to Haris Harun off your picture there. Just trying to organize themselves at the back. But it's Diego Lopez with a lovely bit of skill. Diego Lopez again. Just tries to play it off Reshuto this time. They've done pretty well there, you know, Lion City Sailors. Eaten up about a minute of time. Just holding onto it in the corner. Georges Felipe with a towering header. Oh, lovely bit of skill by Diego Lopez. Oh, brilliant pass into Stipe Plazibat. Just run out of play. Clock's ticking down. Plenty of drama happening here at the Jurong East Stadium. Lion City Sailors so close to taking 3 points. Going back top of the SPL. Zafan gonna launch it as far as he possibly can and hope someone can win the first and second ball. Well, someone did win the first ball, it just wasn't a player in a red shirt. Back into Delvinder. We know he can launch it as well. He does so diagonally into Luis Jr. But look at that, Jorge Felipe once again, the big man. And that's it. The referee's decided that he's had enough. Lion City Sailors go top of the SPL. Challenge has been thrown down to Albirex Niigata. They're in action on Sunday against the Young Lions, but it's Lion City Sailors who've done their job here. Smiles on the face of Kim Do-hoon and his players. They were under pressure, they had to hold on in the closing minutes of the game, and they did that really well. Just stick around with us. We are going to have highlights of this match. And there were some special goals in this game. But there's confirmation for you of that full-time score. Lion City Sailors have taken this by 2-1. It's 12 matches unbeaten now for the Sailors. Just keep going, just keep picking up those points. And for them, the big target is that title. Expectations that they've spoken about on themselves, being placed on themselves. A squad with plenty of depth, plenty of talent, big money, big investments into this squad. The expectations are that they have to go on and win it. And they've challenged themselves to do that. They've put the pressure on themselves to do that. They've picked up another 3 points here. They had to hold on, but they've done it. And Tanjong Pagar United players can feel proud of themselves. A much better performance in the second half by the Jaguars. Well, customary post-match handshakes here. It's been a good competitive game between these two sides. And let's just have a look at the highlights of this game. And just admire this goal from Haikal Pasha that got us underway. Number 25, the 43rd minute of the game. Beautiful strike from range there. Just picks up the second ball, gets his head up, keeps his composure. A wonderful technique to score his first goal of the season. And then into the second half, Stipe Plazibat with that assist, picking up his 7th assist of the season for Jorge Felipe. He's got a simple finish in the end there, right in the middle of that 6-yard box, so close to goal. And that put Lion City Sailors in a comfortable lead, in a comfortable position. They started to then just sit back a little bit more, went into their 4-4-2 defensive shape, into that block, invited the pressure from Tanjong Pagar United, who to their credit took the initiative, up their intensity, up their tempo, created a few issues for the Sailors, and then Luis Jr. with his 10th goal of the season. Another moment of brilliance in this match. Took his time with his free kick. And to be the goalkeeper of Hassan's quality, it says a lot about the strike that was put in there. And then late on, Stipe Plazibat getting in behind after some excellent work by Diego Lopez. And just ran out of real estate there to try and make something happen. And in the end, it was the Lion City Sailors coming away with a big 3 points in terms of the title race. So here's a look at the stats then. Much more balanced in the second half. Much more balanced in the second half. Remember, after the first 45, we had 7 shots to the Lion City Sailors, just 2 to Tanjong Pagar United. Just the 1 shot on target for Tanjong Pagar United in the opening 45, but they've improved on those levels in the second 45. There 5 shots on target for the Sailors in the second half. A much better performance from the Jaguars in the second 45. You can take plenty of encouragement from that. Moving forward, it was always going to be a tough game for them here against the star-studded Lion City Sailors. Here's an update as well from the Hougang Stadium. Hougang United picking up a win over Geylang International. That puts them on 29 points. Keeps them in third position, just increases that gap between themselves and Tampines Rovers, who stay in fourth on 21. So there's a look at your table here and the standings there. The Lion City Sailors going back top of the league, 10 wins, 4 draws, just 1 defeat. Similar record to Albirex Niigata, 34 points there. But the big difference is that GD plus 25 to the Lion City Sailors, plus 21 to Albirex Niigata. And just a reminder that Albirex Niigata will be in action on Sunday against the bottom-placed Young Lions. We've got that coming up for you as well on the 22nd of August, kicking off at 5:30 p.m. And then Geylang International against Tampines Rovers on the 25th of August, 7:45 p.m. That's another big one, the East Coast derby between the Eagles and the Stags. Both sides struggling at the moment, both in need of a huge pick-me-up and confidence boost. Well, that's all we've got for you here from the Jurong East Stadium. Many thanks for joining us on this game. I hope you've been enjoying our coverage of the AIA Singapore Premier League. It ends here. The Lion City Sailors 2, Tanjong Pagar United 1, LCS top of the league.